Hey, Ibba Bibble,
Hi, Leo.
let's play a good game.
Oh, I was getting so used to playing bad games.
So, this is going to be a challenge run of Dragon's Dogma. I will
Okay.
be doing the post-game dungeon. Well, I say post-game, but it's actually available right at the start.
Oh, interesting.
So, I'm going to completely wipe my data. Rest in peace all of my progress, because you don't
Alright.
get multiple saves.
Oh, seriously? Damn.
So this is me just going, oh man, this hurts.
The
It's like
things we
giving
do
up
for
my
LP,
child.
man. Mate, you don't want to know how much money I spent for my current LP. Although, to be fair, it's a gacha game, so that just goes to show. Gachas are predatory, guys. Don't play them
Oh,
and
yeah.
don't LP them, unlike me.
Yep.
I should probably say right now that I have never played Dragon's Dogma in my life. I have heard one or two things about Dragon's Dogma that I found quite amusing, but other than those amusing things, I don't know anything about it.
It's a very good game.
Yep.
So this is the tutorial. I just wanted to show off that Savin and Sald here are kind of badass because they kill their dragon at level 20. But this isn't about them. It's about this character who is Xena. And by Xena, I mean I just made her have black hair and blue eyes.
That's close enough, I think. I think that passed the smell test.
If the people who have played this game, you'll notice I am heavily summarizing the
it's a
start.
Wow, this is so great for me, the newbie. I'm learning how to play this game just by watching this.
Oh, the dragon just has a crush on us.
Oh, whoa. Not without dinner first.
Oh,
man. Oh,
oh,
Jesus
whoa.
Christ.
He was literal. Also, there's some fan service for you guys.
He did actually steal my heart. Wow.
This is gonna be great because I'm gonna be completely ignoring the story, and you're gonna have no fucking clue what I'm talking about, or even what's going on.
Yeah, who the fuck's this redhead, man? You picked a great
is
color
my-
commentator. Can I tell you the one thing I
Okay.
do know about? I do know about Dragon's Dogma.
What is that?
This is this the game where you eventually get your true love like kidnapped by a dragon or something, and then your true love is whoever you talk to the most. So for most people, it's a merchant.
Yeah.
Is it this game? Okay.
This is that game.
This is that game. Okay. This is one of those
Alright,
interesting games.
So just a quick overview. I did the beginning. There's one quest you can do before you get your pawn, and the redhead is my pawn. She is my custom pawn.
I see.
And then I immediately came back to the to your hometown here, where
Right.
this NPC shows up. So
Oh.
this is as early as I can go in at basically the lowest level. You could skip saving one merchant, but I did it because I'm not a dick.
Okay, so this past the tutorial and you're asked to save some merchants.
So like when you get control, you'll notice there's a second guy following me named Rook.
Right.
He's your tutorial pawn.
I see.
And as soon as you leave your city, you see a merchant being attacked by some goblins.
Oh god.
So I saved him and then just proceeded on through the tutorial. I think it might be optional to save that guy,
Oh, but you don't want to be a dick, do you?
but I don't want to be a dick.
Exactly.
So, there might be people who say, well, this is technically not the lowest level. You killed a few extra goblins and, fuck those people.
Fuck off. So,
So-
this is a low level run, I assume. So you said challenge run,
So it's a challenge run in that I don't proceed any further in the quest. I don't fight enemies at my level. I don't buy
Right.
any gear.
yeah. Right.
Because I don't go to the main capital where you buy all your gear.
Okay.
All my gear and fighting is done in this dungeon.
And this is the post game dungeon
And
That
this
you-
is meant for post-game.
that you can. Okay, but you can just go there, start the game, no biggie.
Yep, you can immediately turn around and head on over here.
Wow. Okay. That's some interesting
So
game
the-
design.
Yep. So that's the rules pretty much. I come in here, I can leave, and I will need to do one more story quest, but I'll do that later on to the point where any experience I get from it won't really matter.
Right.
But because I need to have access to an NPC who will give me items to change my pawn's AI behavior.
Okay.
'Cause
I
I
mean,
will
what
need to
happens
do
if you
that.
don't do that?
She might be stuck with some shitty inclinations.
And what's an inclination? You're gonna have to explain for the kids in class.
Gotcha. So, first off, just here's the basic story. This lady needs us to find someone for her, pretty much, and this person is somewhere in this dungeon.
Right. Is this one of those, like, super deep dungeons? Like,
yes.
Deep dungeon in 14?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I'll explain it more once we go in.
Right.
But, real quick, so Ulra here will give us a few, services.
Okay.
Items we find in the dungeon will be unidentified, and we have to go to her.
This is one of those fucking shitty D&D games where the DM's just like, no, you don't know what it is. It's a fucking sword. I know it's a sword. I'm a paladin. I can see it as a sword. It's like, no, you need to go identify it. It's a sword. But is it cursed? I don't care. I'm just gonna hold it. Anyway, yes,
I'm gonna
go
hit
on.
someone. So there's also a message board here. I went on ahead and took one quest.
Right.
Just to kind of keep the levels kind of low, but still, I will need some levels.
So there's quests that take you into the dungeon that you can do, right? That's separate from the main quest, right? Okay.
That's separate from the main quest. So, like, this thing's like exploring a few of the different mechanics. By the by, Rook here has a lantern,
right?
And I want to give him to my pawn, Diana, but I can't take it from him. So, for his fucking insolence,
you throw him in the sea. What a gap. Yeah, you could call it that, Rook.
And he's fucking dead. Rest in peace, Rook.
Ripperoni and Pache, Rook. Ripperoni.
So, pawns.
Yes.
Basically AI followers.
Mm-hmm.
Every player ganks their own, but you can recruit 2 others from online.
Oh.
And the pawns learn things. So at the start, when I was running around that inn, back at the village, she was saying things like, it'll be easier exploring this area. They learn stuff.
Okay.
When you go through certain areas and when you fight certain monsters.
How spooky.
So, and it's cool. And then they also have, like, inclinations, which kind of affects how they do things. Like, if you constantly tell them to come to you during a fight, they'll get a guardian inclination, which means they stand right next to you all the time. Which is actually bad, because then that means they don't go out and fight enemies, unless you are right up by the enemy yourself.
I see the issue here.
Yeah.
Can I make a bit of a digression here on the subject of AI companions?
Sure.
So, as you know, I make amazing gameplay decisions. I'm currently LPing a gacha game, as you probably already know, as I mentioned. And I have currently taken up playing the MMO Final Fantasy XI, which you might know to be 17 years old as of this year. One thing that they've modernized it a decent amount. Not so much that it's not classic anymore, but it's still very old school, still very chill. Like, I press a skill every minute.
Right.
But they've modernized it in that they've given you AI companions. And they tank and they heal and that sort of stuff. There is one small problem with these AI companions. They only do things once you melee attack a monster. That is their trigger for their AI to start doing things. Before that happens, they don't cast spells, they don't heal you, they don't attack a monster themselves.
Right.
And notice how I specify a melee attack. If you are a caster, you have to go up and hit. You have to boop the monster on the nose with your club or your staff, and then the AI companions start fighting it for you. The problem is sometimes you want to boop a very strong monster, and that monster one-shots you before your AI companions
one-shot you.
Yeah, before your AI companions can actually pull aggro off of you. And you die. Great fun. Wow.
That's,
And yet, I'm still having a lot of fun with this game. Mostly because I'm not playing a caster.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm playing a dancer in preparation for Final Fantasy XIV's Dancer releasing Shadowbringers, which is not going to play anything like Final Fantasy XI's Dancer, but I like to pretend.
By the by, fall damage is a thing in this game, and it's actually
Very
has
dangerous.
a lower threshold than you would think.
Oh dear.
But I am boycotting Shadowbringers until they make Dancer a healer.
Oh. You see, I already arranged physical DPS, so I don't particularly care that it's not a healer. I'm fine with the fact that it's ranged physical DPS because it means that I could just share my armor with it. Although it
True.
probably also means that I won't be able to find any good machinist aesthetic stuff because it's all either going to be bard or it's all either going to be dancer. Fucking hell. Fucking
Most likely.
I'm not
actually,
bitter.
Speaking,
Yeah, go on.
so I'm playing who was supposed to be Xena from the Lucy Lawless show back in the 90s.
Yep.
You know, she runs around with chakrams. I could do a Xena glamour in Final
You
Fantasy
can do
XIV
a Xena.
as my dancer class.
Yes, but you'll have to make Catgirl Xena because you are a Catgirl, right?
Yeah.
Is that really
just-
in the spirit of Xena, do you think? Being a Catgirl?
Look, in my fantasy, Xena's a cat girl.
Okay, fine. I mean, to be fair, we're both perverts, so...
So yeah, before going into the dungeon proper, I'm just trying to grab whatever I can.
So this isn't a dungeon proper, this is just entrance.
Yeah.
And there's already a bunch of skeletons around. Wow.
Dead people, yep, all over the place.
To be fair, that's
trying to-
probably normal for, like, a medieval society like this. Like, you just kind of die, and then no one really bothers to move your bones.
Pretty much. Hell,
Well,
it's
mostly-
also how it is.
Probably because the Gravekeeper's also dead.
I was gonna say, it's also probably how, future civilizations are. Fallout's any indication. You know, let me move into this building and not do anything about all the bones.
I mean, the bones part of the decor at that point.
Basically. So, darkness is a thing in this game. And
Okay. If you don't have
So I
enough
have my-
light, does it, like, start stinging you and shit? I don't know.
no, it's just hard to see.
Oh, okay. That's what I mean by darkness.
And here's our first enemy.
Giant
Spiders.
Ugh.
Look at these
Arachnophobes
things. You can
beware.
pick 'em
Oh
up
my
and
god,
throw
did
'em.
you just chuck that spider?
Yep. Throw
Okay.
a spider.
Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing.
You may notice, though, the bodies kind of decompose. Like, if I don't pick them up immediately, they kind of melt away.
Ugh.
That is a mechanic in this dungeon
Right.
that'll come up, like, way later.
Oh dear. Is it like
But
a
yeah, so
story
the-
mechanic, or is it just a gameplay thing?
Gameplay thing.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's also a story. It's about... the loading screens will occasionally say things like there are monsters who feast on the bodies of their fallen friends or something like that.
Okay.
Basically, it means if you kill a bunch of monsters in one area, a more powerful monster might appear.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I was
So
mostly
Bitter-
wondering if there was like a story reason that they melt away or something, but I guess not.
Yeah, I guess it's just a mechanical thing to kind of show you that there's, bodies building up.
Hmm.
Because normally they don't do that.
It'd be kind of cool if they just keep the bodies there and they ragdoll around, and then once you get to a critical amount dead, you get a big monster. And then you can kill those, and then those bodies... Oh.
Stay
Those
around.
bodies
Yeah.
stack up, yeah. Salubrious
So, yeah.
brew. That sounds fun.
This dungeon,
Mhm.
everything is kind of set. Monsters are usually the same. Chests are in the same places.
Okay,
layout's
so,
the same.
so it's not like randomized like other
But
deep dungeons that I can think of.
just the loot is randomized.
Ah, okay.
So our first few enemies, there goes
Your
kind of
weapons
like a
are on
corpsey
fire.
wolf. Yes, so one of my pawns, Illyria, is a mage, and
Right.
she can enhance our weapons.
Ah, okay. I was thinking like, oh, you got hit by a fire arrow or something.
Nope, but you can't catch on fire.
Oof, that doesn't sound fun.
And I would just like to note, so yeah, he's on fire right now,
Yeah.
and
There's
I'm
no noble
wanting to throw a
goblin.
barrel. So yeah, we're fighting enemies that are kind of like late mid game.
Okay, but you're doing pretty well actually, I think, as far as I can tell.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
Diana's got
fire
a skull
enchantment.
next to her head. Or
Yeah,
did.
so pawns can die.
Right.
Well, they kind of like fall unconscious, I guess, and you can revive them.
Right.
There is a limited time to revive them, though.
Oof.
And each time you do it, their max health kind of lowers. Diana just went down again.
Oof.
But if the Arisen dies, unless you got a specific item, that's it. Game over.
And Arisen, is that like a zombie kind of?
And that is your character. Your
Oh,
character
right.
is the
Okay.
Arisen.
Right. Oh yeah, because you had your heart stolen or something like that, right?
Yeah.
See, I pay
And
attention to the story when I want to.
What's kind of funny there was Diana was down for a bit,
Mhm.
but Illyria actually picked her up and carried her to me and dropped her off so I could bring her back to life.
Okay, so these guys are kind of smart. Not
Yeah,
bad, not
honestly, Someone made a comparison about like randos. Oh yeah, come
That's
on, fuck them up, fuck them up.
That's amazing. That's fucking amazing, man.
And then, oh Jesus Christ,
Ooh,
the fucking wolf came in and just murdered them.
these monsters just ain't stopping, are they?
No, they're relentless.
They're pissed.
It's what I love about this game is just how fucking. A lot of people give this game shit for the combat system. I'm like, what? The combat system's the best fucking part of this game. The AI is different. You know, the goblins, there's one that's a leader, and if you kill him first, all the other, like, start freaking out.
Okay.
You may have heard one blowing a trumpet at some point. They do that to call in any nearby friends.
Huh.
The wolves, you know, you see the wolf keeps running in and out, trying to, you know, hook around us and leaping in and shit. They don't just run up and attack you.
This sounds like a D&D game where the DM's just had too much time on his hands, so he's written out AI procedures for all of the monsters in a dungeon, and you're just thinking, get the fuck on with it. It's just some goblins. Just make them stab me. And I can say this because I am that kind of DM. I love designing really overtuned bosses for my players,
Right.
but it's fair because I give them insanely overpowered shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all fine. It's all fine and good.
Yeah, it's great, and it works in with the pawn stuff, because then the pawns start to kind of learn. They go, oh, that one's the leader, and they'll even say, you know, the one with the crown is the leader. You know, they'll point them out to you and say, hey, that's the leader, or, you know, when one starts blowing on a horn, they'll start going, hey, get that one, he's calling for friends, and stuff like that.
It sounds like your pawns might actually be smarter than you if you were a particularly dumb gamer.
Yeah, also,
AKA
meet
your average
the,
gamer.
meet death.
Ooh, what?
Yeah.
You're fighting death?
It might be a good idea to run from him.
Okay, fair enough.
It is a very rude thing for them to pop him up on like that.
It'd be funny if it's just like, hey, kill death. Come on. It's part of the story.
So I'm telling my pawns, hey, come, don't fight him, and Diana got knocked down.
Oof. Poor Diana. Diana?
Well, she's named after a friend of mine who I met online, and she insisted her name was Deanna, as that was how it was pronounced.
Right.
But I was like, but Diana just sounds so much more natural.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Ooh.
So another thing I forgot to mention, pawns, if you don't revive them fast enough, then they, like, die, and you gotta get them back. Or if you leave the area. So Deanna is now dead, because I left the room.
That's a tragedy.
And she is now conspicuously missing from this cutscene.
Sorry for your loss. Who is this guy?
I bet if she was... So he's like another... I guess he's also an Arisen.
Okay.
He's
much more blinged out than you.
Yeah, he's not wearing what is literally called plebeian clothes.
He did the main story quest, and you just kind of skipped to endgame.
Right? It's like, oh, hey, the dragon stole your heart. You should get it back. Nah.
I'm just gonna go underground for a bit.
So I'm heading on back to get Deanna again, and these bodies that have like this like yellow tinge to them, they say stuff.
All right.
And I was like trying to get it to activate, and apparently the activation point was the stairs and not the body.
Interesting.
And this is the area we would have gone to if I went left instead of right, and it's full of those wolves, and those wolves are some badasses. That's why I skipped them for now.
Fair enough. You know, I think I've only ever seen like 2 or 3 episodes of OG Xena. You said it was a 90s show, right?
90s show,
yeah. So by my time, because I am a child of the 90s, by the time I was old enough to watch that kind of TV, instead of just Power Rangers and Ultraman all day, it would definitely have been like pretty late reruns at that point. Like I'm talking early 2000s, like 2005ish, 2006ish. That would be the time that I've seen like a few episodes of Xena. I don't remember much about it, but do you know what other old school TV series that I do remember watching that I quite enjoyed? Beastmaster.
Beastmaster? I was gonna say Hercules.
No, I think Hercules is before my time as well. Beastmaster was about this really buff guy who was friends with a hawk, a tiger, Or was it a lion? It was a lion or a tiger, and I think he also had a chimpanzee friend. And he beat people up with the power of his animals and stuff. It's called Beastmaster for a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Only makes sense. Real quick though, a few other things that Aura can do here. She can activate as our bank, so I'm just dropping off everything.
Right.
We can also learn skills and change our classes here.
Oh, so it's a class-based game as well.
Yeah. So
I assume you're
having
a tank.
some problems with the menu, but
Right.
So something I rested a few times earlier because when you rest, your pawn updates. But thing was, I wasn't connected to the internet at the time.
Ooh.
So I connected, went on ahead and rested, and Fudamiku, what kind of fucking player name is that?
Oh dear. That's a very anime player name. Or the sort of weeb that weebs out a bit too hard in public.
Yeah. But yeah, now I'm
know
getting
that guy.
all of my rift crystals from my pawn. That's the currency you get when your pawn gets rented, and look at that, almost 1 million fucking crystals.
Wow.
From all the rentals that I haven't collected on yet.
Wait, so this is when you rent out your pawn.
This is when other players rent my pawn.
Right, as in you're renting yours out, yes. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's
And then
interesting.
we get some stuff. I don't worry, I'm not going to rely on it. But the most important thing is I get all of her knowledge back from before I completely erased her.
Oh, wow.
Yep, so now she knows
Appearance
everything.
rating.
Yeah, when you return a pawn, you can rate how useful they are, their appearance, and all that.
Okay.
Believe it or not, people really like redheads.
I can see where they're coming from, yeah, sure.
And, you know, in a game where everyone's just a blonde waifu, and I'm like, God, I love you, you fucking... I love you. Now I don't have to worry, because rift crystals are kind of important in Bitterblack Isle.
Right.
That's the currency we use to identify items.
Okay, so, yeah, pretty important. Did you manage to get anything good during that run? Or are you still in plebeian clothes?
I'm still in plebeian stuff right now.
Rarefied.
But I wanted to make sure I got Deanna just so I can talk to this guy, because the quest I picked up is talking to this guy. And here's me, my broke ass, only 400 gold, and I can't buy anything.
Wow. Okay, so there's RC and there's gold, separate thing. Right. Okay.
Yeah. And Rarefy, it lets you upgrade stuff. Upgrades require money and some materials, but not only that, if you kill certain dragon-like enemies, they become dragon forged, which is a whole tier in itself.
That sounds interesting. Can you dragon forge your plebeian clothes?
Yes.
Have
So
you
there
done
we
that
go.
before
I
already?
got it. In the past, I have.
Okay.
But at this point, I hit level 10. Deanna's about to hit level 10, and I want to. This is one of those fun games where your class determines your stats when you level up. So leveling increases certain stats, and it depends on your class.
Okay. I can see
So-
some interesting hilarity if you've chosen some different class to level with and then went for some other one.
Yes. On the whole, leveling isn't too crazy because weapons and armor kind of takes over for your stats.
Right.
But if you were to say be a mage for 50 levels and then switch to being a warrior, you're gonna do shit for damage, and vice versa.
That sounds like a very interesting way.
And this
of playing,
fucking
I guess.
deer tried to attack me. How dare it? And then I tried to
Kill
pick
all
up its
deer.
body and throw it, and end up picking up Deanna. Welp. So I do have like a.
I think that consists of sexual harassment in the workplace.
Well, it's okay. Xena's a woman too. Oh my
Mm,
god. We're already. There's that one post.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure you can sexually harass anyone regardless of what gender you are and what gender they are.
I think I
Let's
need to
just-
edit this whole
let's
part
just-
out.
Probably. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I have a very loose a leveling scheme for my characters because
Okay.
we're gonna be at such low level. I want to prioritize health and attack.
I think that makes sense, yes.
So I'll have both. That's why I started off as the fighter class, because you can only pick 3 certain classes at the start, and then you unlock another 3 later when you hit level 10.
Let me guess, fighter, mage, and rogue, because that's what they are.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not called rogue, but you know, it's basically rogue.
Something.
And what's useful here is that there's an urn of oil here, and we picked up a few bottles because oil...
I thought it was a toilet at first, so I was wondering why you were filling your bottle with that.
The lantern runs on oil. Thankfully, pawn lanterns don't. Only the players one do.
Okay, that's interesting.
So the only like to kind of balance that, pawn lanterns don't light up as much as the player lantern does.
Okay. I'm glad they thought of that.
Use. Yeah, it's nice not having to micromanage 4 fucking set of lanterns.
So is this like a save point that you just activated?
Pretty much. That's a rift stone, so I can call in other pawns there, and if Diana dies, I can bring her back there.
Right.
There's also a speedrun strat. Pick these guys up and just throw them into the water before they stand up.
Are they meant to be like zombies?
Yes. They're called like large dead or something like that.
And you get XP for throwing them off the cliff. Okay, fair enough.
Yep. So the water in this game, if you haven't realized, is deadly. And that is because there is a thing called the brine. It is like a collection of mini monsters.
Okay.
This is an actual, you know, thing known in-game.
So it's a lore thing. Okay, that's actually pretty interesting, to be honest.
And
it's like crazy. Really, really aggressive bacteria.
Basically, yeah, or like, yeah, aggressive ass bacteria.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. We'll knock down another one. Time for the bro strat.
These guys seem as though they take a while to kill.
Well, also remember, I'm hella low leveled and using very basic gear.
That is true. I'm surprised that you can carry them whilst they're on fire and then not get set on fire yourself.
Not catch on fire myself. So I pick up this thing of oil. I'm gonna get him. You motherfucker.
Ah.
Because this game does have stats. I can throw oil on him, and it'll make the fire hurt him even more. You can throw water on people, and they get wet, which makes electricity attacks work better. I love this game's combat system. This is why this game's like one of my favorite RPGs.
It's been a while since I played Final Fantasy 12, but there's definitely an oil spell in there. And
nice.
Yeah, there's quite a few strategies that involve like, hey, is this thing weak to fire? Let's make it even more weak to fire. Or, this thing's not weak to anything. Let's make it weak to fire.
Oop. And this motherfucker is able to attack from the ground.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah.
He's one of those fighting game players where they just crouch and do the low kicks.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's a strategy. It's not very sporting, but it is a strategy. And I'm not ashamed to say that I've done it a lot. Because I'm really shit at fighting games. I have 2 genres of games that I can, like, not get my head around. FPSs and fighting games. I'm really shit at both of them.
Right. That reminds me of my friends when we're playing fighting games and one knocks the other over and they just lay there and we just start going, hey, come on, man, get closer so we can do the kick while we're on the floor.
Wow. Sounds riveting. Have you ever played Nidhogg? It's like a 2D platformer fencing, PvP fencing game, and
I've heard of it, never played it.
It's relatively fun. There's only like
well, real quick. I went back, dropped off some stuff, and picked up new pawns since I outleveled the old ones. So meet Livia and Anna, and so now this is a 4-women group. I am a degenerate. I am every guy who plays Dragon's Dogma, and that is also why my pawn's a woman.
Of course. I mean, so who hires men anyway?
Right?
I mean,
so now I'm gonna take on
as we all know, we only ever hire women anymore in this world, and that's why men needs men's rights, obviously.
Right?
If this isn't clear, I'm being very sarcastic right now.
Nope, but I'm already sending it or posting it around D&D. You're gonna have people shit posting you.
Oh no.
And look at this. Wolves, they can maul, they can jump on, they can even drag people away.
Wow, they sound very dangerous. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. I mean, like, wow.
Yeah, I love this game because they put so much work.
Is your sword and shield like ice up or something?
Yeah, so the new person I recruited has an ice enchantment instead of a fire. Since I'm such a low level, I can't be too picky about what the pawns have skill-wise.
Right. Are you like limited to what level your pawns that you can hire can be?
So you can hire pawns at your level or lower for free, but to hire pawns at a higher level, you got to pay rift crystals.
And I assume that it gets really expensive really quickly.
Yeah. So that's also another kind of rule of this run, is that I only get pawns at my level or below.
Right.
I can't hire anyone higher leveled.
I think that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I feel as though LPs aren't fun if they're not a challenge. Which is why in my current LP, I'm telling my readers, like, hey, just design the worst squads you can for me, and I'll pick a couple of them to try and go through the chapter with. And some of them are really terrible, let me tell you this one. I was recording some gameplay, and one that was suggested to me that I eventually picked to put in, I was just like, this is so fucking unworkable. Like, the only reason I can clear the chapter is just because it's chapter 2, and it's quite early on in the game. But yes.
It reminds me of, what was it? It was a Ghost Recon game on the 360, and it had this big old customization thing, and so the LPR was like, hey, you know, design whatever gun you want. And people got him to design a gun. I was like a blunderbuss, and it fucking sucked.
Oh, damn. I would have designed a gun that hits really, really, really fucking hard, but it's only got one shot and it takes forever to reload.
I think it was a one-shot gun. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
And I think after that, the LPR was like, nothing like this again.
I mean, technically, people are designing a squad of guns for my LP.
That's true.
Yeah. Some of them are really shit, but yes, go on.
Getting all those rift crystals pisses me off because I keep getting rift crystals in chests.
You want equipment from chests, I assume.
I want equipment, yeah, because I'm still... The only equipment I got was a pair of bronze gloves so far.
Exciting.
Yeah.
So this game also has a shitty DM, just like I've been saying this entire time.
So yeah, I should mention, I guess, here at the end of the video, near the end of the video, is that each video is going to be kind of one whole area, the exception being this first video. But by the way, now that Death is gone, a troll has a side, or a Cyclops. There are trolls and they're different. That's another thing I love about this game is, like, whenever I think of old, like, high fantasy, like, these days, high fantasy is basically like, oh, here's an elf, here's a dwarf, here's a goblin, and that's it. Maybe there's a harpy, and then that's it. It's like, no, I want fucking manticores, I want griffins, I want fucking chimeras, I want serpents.
You always got.
And this game has them.
Okay.
And this game has them. I'm pretty sure if the water didn't kill you, there would be mermaids. I want all that fantasy shit. I love it.
Yeah. What's the
and
last? Oops.
I missed again with the barrel.
High fantasy bit of media that I consumed. It might be one of those isekai animes I was watching. Sorry. I'll stop my anime rant.
No anime.
No anime.
So when you kill things, you also get disciple points, and you use those to unlock skills and classes. So now I'm making each class a warrior.
Okay.
Well, making each of us a warrior, so I can get those stat increases. And of course, I gotta re-equip everything, and there we go, plebeian shirt.
Hooray! Put some pants on, goddammit.
You may notice there's also like some other equipment. That's DLC stuff that came with.
And I assume you're not going to use that.
And I'm not going to use it. No, not until I like hit a certain level, and probably even then I'll forget about it by then.
Yeah, you'll probably get better at that point.
So here's the problem. I have no warrior weapons. They can't use the
Oh dear.
but I want to be a warrior so I can get those stat gains as soon as possible.
Can you punch things?
You can punch, but I went on ahead, ran past everyone, back to this guy.
And you're just gonna buy it.
And I'm gonna buy some warrior weapons.
God bless capitalism.
I swear, like, this is why I want gear. I was kind of hoping maybe a chest would have had a warrior weapon or something.
Nope. You are disallowed from having nice things.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, let's buy some. I got 20k from doing that one quest, and oh wait, the two-hander and judgment, those are the warrior weapons, and they are more than 20k.
Oh no. Can you sell anything?
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, we'll start selling shit.
Okay.
And thankfully, you can access your item storage while selling stuff, so you don't have to take it on your person.
Okay, that's not too bad.
So this is just me selling stuff that I've picked up, and I'm ignoring any of the DLC stuff, anything I got from when my pawn got rented, because there was a golden egg in there, and it'd be kind of cheaty if I used that. So
yeah,
hey, I got enough to buy one weapon.
Is there item durability in this game?
No, thank God.
But yeah,
that's a
big hammer.
Yep. Look at that shit. Bam! I am ready to knock this dungeon out.
And I'm ready to knock this video out of the park. Hey!
Thanks for joining, and I will see you guys all next time.
Cheers, guys. Glad we're playing a good game now.
Yeah.